What's up, PBL viewers? This is your coach of the Secret Garden Hoopas, commentating my match against Greg and the Blackthorn City Hydreigons. Before getting into this, I just want to say props to Greg. There was a lot of delay with scheduling this battle, and he was very flexible with his time. And without that, the match might have had a little trouble getting underway. So props to him, but I'm just going to jump straight into it at this point. After hearing the Battle Royale theme last week, I'm probably going to play it every single week, so if you let me pick the music, that's what it's going to be. But I'm going to lead with Gligar. I kind of just wanted to pivot immediately with Gligar, and he's going to lead with Calamity instead of his Sand. I debated running Sand Veil like I did against Nick, but I decided against it, just to ensure that I didn't get poisoned by anything, like poison off of Sludge Bomb or something from Rose Raid. So I'm just going to go ahead and U-turn out. That does over 25%, so it did some pretty big damage. And 3Cs is going to go ahead and come out. Even though I'm going to take Stealth Rocks damage, that's fine. And some Sandstorm damage. But I'm basically just going to Mega Evolve and smack something at this point. Clompazzo can come out and take this, but I don't know if Greg is aware that Mega Lopunny definitely has measures to take out threats like Clompazzo, so we might see that next turn. I'm going to go ahead and high jump kick. We're going to see how much this does just to see what kind of investment he's got. And it does over 25%, so it doesn't look like he has a whole lot of physical defense investment. So I'm pretty confident that I can just Ice Punch here and take him out. And Greg doesn't read that, so Ice Punch is going to take out Clompazzo. So, and it was a crit. I'm very positive the crit didn't matter. I could always be wrong, but with high jump kick doing over 25%, I'm pretty sure my Ice Punch does 75% without a crit. Anyway, he knows that I don't really want to stay out against this Rotom. I was maybe expecting a pivot. I wasn't really expecting a Will-O-Wisp off the bat, but it's fine. If any Pokemon on my team can take the Will-O-Wisp, I honestly want it to be Scrafty, because the sole purpose I brought Scrafty was just to make sure that a Reuniclus didn't set up on me, and Greg didn't bring Reuniclus, so there was no reason for me to hold on to Scrafty so much. He's the most expendable member of this team, and my whole goal with him is going to just be chipping my opponent and taking items off of them. So he's going to Hydro Pump me, and I'm going to take it well because I'm Assault Vested, but I'm just going to go ahead and knock off the leftovers. So that's leftovers that are no longer on this Rotom Wash, and he's finally do that Volt Switch that I was expecting a little while ago. And we're gonna see who he goes out to. He's gonna go out into PG Tentacle, so we're gonna see what PG Tentacle's doing. And I just go for a high jump kick. I didn't want to go for another knockoff because he just stayed in and kept trying to KO my Fat Joe. And it does decent damage, so I'm okay with letting Fat Joe go down here. I don't want anyone else taking damage, really. I'm allowing Fat Joe to take a fall this week, so he goes down. We get the Beast Boost, so I'm going to see his special attack is his highest stat. I'm pretty sure that he has run bulky Nihilego in the past, which is something I never expected, but I'm going to throw Barney out, who is Scarf, to make sure that I always outspeed this thing, even at +1. And I'm going to go ahead and throw out an Earthquake, and there's no way BG Tentacle is living through an Earthquake, so Barney's going to get a KO himself. Another crit there, but I can assure you that one really doesn't matter. Deluge comes out. He realizes I'm Scarfed, so Deluge is his answer. Either he realizes I'm Scarfed or he just goes for that. But because of that play, I assumed that maybe his Nihilego was Scarfed, or Nihilego was Scarfed. Just because then he would know I'm Scarfed, because that's how I have speed. That's just kind of how I read that play. But he goes ahead and throws out a Hydro Pump. It doesn't do much at all, so I'm thinking, you know, I could take a Volt Switch. It would do maybe 30%, and it does like almost half. So I definitely underestimated. I didn't look at calcs or anything for that. It just, with the little amount of damage Hydro Pump did, I was like, Volt Switch won't do so much. But I'm going to throw up my own Tailwind here. just to make sure I outspeed Greg's entire team, really. And I'm not going to leave Kamikaze out on no Matador, and I'm not expecting a poison type move to come out. So I'm going to throw Yuno out. This is one of the few times I'm going to let Yuno come out and take a hit. But I'm okay with it because Yuno actually has a very respectable special defense, and I'm not expecting a super effective attack to come out. So Giga Drain comes out, does a little bit of damage, not all that much, and Yuno can throw out a Psychic herself, which is absolutely going to take down this Rose Raid in one shot with my terrain and everything. There wasn't a chance. So Calamity's going to come out. I definitely cannot Psychic this thing, and I am choiced into Psychic right now, so I am probably going to get out of here. Well, I'm definitely going to get out of here. But I didn't know whether or not he was going to Pursuit me. I didn't know if he had Pursuit on his Tyranitar. But Batata is going to go ahead and come in, and we're going to see what's going on. As soon as Batata came in and I saw he Mega Evolved, I knew he was going to start Dragon Dancing. It just seems like that's Greg's tendency. Like, once he Mega Evolves, he's committed to like attacking now. So he's going to start Dragon Dancing up. Unless he's carrying Ice Punch, I'm not immediately terrified of anything this Tyranitar is going to throw at me. I think I still live one Ice Punch, even at +1. I'm just going to throw out my Earthquake. I'm going to chip this Tyranitar down as low as possible so that even if Gligar doesn't take it on himself, someone else will. But you saw last turn, Greg did miss a Stone Edge, which was just really unfortunate. That Stone Edge did a lot of damage, to be honest, so maybe I don't live an Ice Punch at +1. I guess I didn't calc for a Mega Tyranitar, which would have been a horrible mistake. And I actually get a third crit this match, and that one may have mattered. I got extremely lucky this match. Every time I battle Greg, I get lucky. I don't know what it is. But Deluge comes back in, and I'm just going to let Deluge take Batata out. Batata has done a great job, and if he tried to do anything cheeky, like a Volt Switch or a Will-O-Wisp, I wouldn't have been too hurt by it, and I would have just U-turned out. So I'm okay with that. Yuno can come in now. And I am confident that I am faster than this Rotom because he had leftovers and I knocked them off, so there's no way that Rotom is faster than me. And that just means I can throw out a Psychic. His Dark type is gone, so something is going down. So he decides that Deluge is the one that's going to take this Psychic and go down, leaving Chandelure as his last Pokemon. So Rococo is going to come out. And normally this thing is Scarfed, and he likes to use Shadow Ball, so I'm going to read that play, and I'm going to throw out Lopunny. If he chooses a different move, then so be it. I can work around it, but he chooses Shadow Ball, so I am immune. And I'm just going to go ahead and go for the KO, and it shows that he goes first, so he is Choice Scarfed into Shadow Ball. So there's nothing he can do to win this game, really. And I'm just going to go ahead and High Jump Kick. After that, if I would have missed a High Jump Kick, I would have just hit him with a couple returns just to end it. But Lopunny was not going down. So that was a pretty quick match. Again, props to Greg for being flexible with his time and doing it. I know it's kind of a bother, especially when you're on a road trip. But that makes my record 9-4. So the worst I can do this season is 9-5. And that's not a bad debut season if you ask me. So really happy with the season. Last match is against Ian. So hopefully it'll be a good one. I'll catch you guys next week.